All right, so we've all seen that video of Sean Strickland beating the fuck out of SNEAKO. We've all seen that video. And look, I'm not going to deny to you that SNEAKO got absolutely beaten the fuck up. However, let's think about it. Sean Strickland could not knock out SNEAKO, which is crazy because my man was throwing a fuck ton of hooks at him, was going crazy, was going like 100%, yet he could not knock out SNEAKO. So first off, that tells you that Sean Strickland has pillow hands. Like, brother, you couldn't fucking knock out a dude that doesn't even box consistently. Like, I don't even think SNEAKO really trains that often. Okay, I think he's been doing this whole boxing shit for like, what, a year or two now? You know, he has very basic technique, doesn't really know too much about the sport. Has obviously shown like he's still figuring out the basics of boxing. Yet you're telling me you couldn't knock out this dude. You couldn't knock out this dude that's skinny as fuck, that's like, what, 40 pounds lighter than you. You seriously could not knock out that dude. So that says a lot about you, right? Now, I'm here to support that idea, that possibility, that SNEAKO can beat Sean Strickland if he trains consistently. So we've all seen with Jake Paul, right? We've seen with Jake Paul, he's been training ever since what, like 2018. So he's been training for, I would say, 6 years now. And we've seen how good Jake Paul has gotten. We've seen how Jake Paul has evolved as a boxer. Like, he's beating up UFC fighters. He's beating up all types of people, right? And you may be like, oh yeah, but those UFC fighters were old and shit like that. But the thing is, a lot of people thought that Ben Askren was going to beat Jake Paul. A lot of people thought Tyron Woodley would beat Jake Paul. Even a lot of people thought that Anderson Silva would be a hard fight for Jake Paul. But time and time again, Jake Paul has proven people wrong. And Jake Paul, as a fighter, as a boxer, is pretty fucking good. Yes, is he Canelo level? Absolutely not. But he's been training for like, what, 6 years? And the amount of time that he spent in boxing, training, working his ass off. I mean, he's been working hard, probably like 6 days a week consistently for more than 5 years, which is fucking insane, right? That's absurd. He's been training for that much, and he's gotten good. He's gotten better. I mean, yes, did he lose to Tommy Fury? Yes. How long has Tommy Fury been boxing for? Tommy Fury's been boxing since he was a little kid. And Jake Paul still won rounds against him. It wasn't like a close fight, but it wasn't as if Tommy Fury fucking dominated Jake Paul. And honestly, if they rematch, I think Jake Paul may have a chance of beating Tommy Fury because Tommy Fury has not been training, has not been working, has not been taking boxing seriously. I mean, he had a fight with what, KSI, and since then he hasn't fought for what, about a year now. And I don't even think he has any fights in the future. So I think Jake Paul could beat Tommy Fury in that rematch. And look, if SNEAKO followed the same path as Jake Paul, trained every single fucking day, trained his ass off, worked on technique, started to take up fights, started to take up the sport seriously, because SNEAKO was what, like 25? SNEAKO's still young. My man is still young. How old is Sean Strickland? He's like 33 now, right? So Sean Strickland, you know, in probably 3-4 years is going to be pretty much out of his prime. And he's not going to be nearly as good as he once was. So if SNEAKO was to train his ass off, you know, probably put on some muscle and and just train like fucking crazy, I think he could knock out Sean Strickland. Like, genuinely, he could knock out Sean Strickland. Because Sean Strickland literally could not knock out SNEAKO. And that says a lot, man. And I think right now, if Jake Paul and Sean Strickland were to fight, I think Jake Paul would smoke him. Of course he would. Jake Paul's been training boxing for like 6 years straight. You know, Sean Strickland, yeah, he knows boxing. Yeah, he knows the fundamentals of boxing. But he's only been focusing on MMA. He hasn't actually focused on the sport of boxing. So I'm telling you, if SNEAKO was to focus for like, what, you know, even like 2-3 years straight, just working fundamentals, taking up fights and gaining experience, I think he could fuck up Sean Strickland in 2, 3, 4 years time, I believe. So yeah, save this video in your playlist and come back to this video because I'm telling you, bro, I am literally telling you right now that SNEAKO can beat the fuck out of Sean Strickland. I don't care what any of you guys think. I don't care if I get hate comments. I don't care if I get nothing. Suck my pee-pee, okay? Suck my pee-pee. So yeah, check out my mindset course. Link is in the description below. Also, make sure to subscribe and like this video so I can get into the algorithm and I can get more fucking views, okay? So please do that. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. And remember, my boys, stay active, stay busy, and most of all, stay hungry.